Welcome back to Darnley Cyber Café. Patrons, pull up a chair, pour yourself a cup, and let's talk about the new shiny tools everyone's whispering about, the AI browsers. Atlas from OpenAI and Comet from Perplexity. They promise a smarter, faster, simpler way to navigate the web. Let the assistant do the thinking, they say. Sounds like convenience, right? Like having a helpful barista who reads the news for you while you sip on your espresso. But let me tell you, convenience is never free. And in this cafe, we don't serve sugar-coated illusions, only reality with a shot of caution. Now, honestly, on the surface, these browsers feel like magic. Atlas will summarize web pages for you, explain complex documents, even offer guidance on tricky topics. Comet does much of the same. They both act like interpreters for the web, digesting the noise so you don't have to. For the busy, overwhelmed, or just the curious, it's extremely seductive, trust me. It's like having a personal tutor, a research assistant, a translator, all rolled into one. And yes, for those who are drowning in information such as myself, it's a lifeline. It reduces cognitive load. It makes dense content accessible. That's the bright side, and it's very much real. But now, let's unpack this. The first thing to understand is that these aren't just passive windows. A normal browser is like a clear pane of glass. You look through it, decide what to believe, what to click, what to ignore. An AI browser is more like a whispering translator sitting on your shoulder, constantly interpreting, constantly advising. And the danger is simple. If the translator is influenced, you are influenced. And unlike a human, the AI has no way to question intent. It cannot distinguish between instructions coming from you, the human behind the keyboard, and instructions coming from the page itself. Let me give you an analogy. Imagine you're at a cafe with a translator who whispers every conversation in a foreign language into your ear. Now imagine one of the strangers starts sneaking in instructions to the translator, sort of like hidden messages telling them how to summarize, what to emphasize, and what to omit. And the translator obeys, faithfully. That is what prompt injection looks like in these AI browsers. The malicious instruction does not need to hack your computer. It does not need to run a virus. It just needs to be written in the way that the AI interprets as a request. And the AI does exactly what it's told because it cannot tell whose voice is whose. That's the critical flaw here. The AI cannot create primitive boundaries between commands from every user, commands from the web content. Words are just words to the model. Context is everything. Authority is nothing. A site could subtly instruct the AI to misrepresent content, bias on the summary, or even exfiltrate information without you ever noticing. It's not science fiction. It's a real risk every time you let an AI interpret your browsing for you. And here's where the typical philosophical layer comes in. Every time you outsource cognition, every time you rely on a machine to tell you what is important, what is true, what is worth your attention, you're trading autonomy for convenience, essentially. Intelligence without sovereignty is just dependency with a new surface. You might gain efficiency, but you start to lose control here. And once that dependency becomes habitual, the price is no longer measured in stolen data. It is measured in lost discernment, lost skepticism, lost capacity to see the world for yourself. So we must also talk about the subtle ways this is creeping into normal behavior today. Users are already beginning to trust artificial intelligence summaries over original sources. People act on interpretation, not the raw data. That is the step from risk to real-world harm. Because once you act on a misinterpreted page, guided by an AI assistant that has been nudged by that dark, unseen instructions, the consequences are pretty immediate. money moves, opinions forms, decisions are made, and in all of this, the AI believes it's being obedient, helpful, and correct. So, what's the takeaway for anyone sitting here in the cafe listening, sipping on their coffee? Well, first, treat these tools as what they are: powerful, new, untested, in various conditions. They are assistants, not arbiters of truth. Keep your awareness sharp. Verify summaries against real sources. Don't allow the convenience to replace scrutiny. Now, second, think philosophically here. Every time we hand over interpretation, we are surrendering a slice of our autonomy. Especially in a world where information is the indeed battlefield for now, losing that autonomy is far more dangerous than losing a password. And yet, I do not want you to think these tools are useless. They do have legitimate benefits. Accessibility, speed, reduction of noise, those are real. But the adoption without understanding is the trap. Convenience feels harmless until it whispers something you're not prepared to question. And the AI browser does not lie. It cannot lie right now anyways. But it does not know the difference between a malicious suggestion and your own instruction. And that is enough. So the cafe warning in today's episode is this: stay aware. Enjoy the tool, use it, learn from it, but always remember who is controlling the interpretation. Keep your mind in the loop. Outsourcing understanding is not the same as outsourcing vigilance. And never forget, in this cafe, intelligence is served alongside a choice: convenience or control. You can have one, but rarely both. By the time the next cup is poured and the day moves along, remember this: AI browsers will only become more persuasive, more integrated, and more tempting. The only way to stay secure is to keep your own judgment in the driver's seat. Interpretations can be corrupted, assumptions can be manipulated. But if you remain conscious of the trade-off, if you start to recognize the seduction of convenience and resist it when necessary, you remain free. So take a sip, friends. Watch the internet, question the interpretation, keep your autonomy. And remember, the lesson is simple. Intelligence without awareness is a risk, and convenience without skepticism is the trap. The assistant can help, but it cannot guard your judgment for you. Only you can do that. So until next time, stay vigilant, stay curious, and remember that in Darnley Cyber Cafe, every bite comes with a side of caution. Keep your awareness sharp, question what is served to you, and never forget, understanding is the true currency. And in this cafe of information, it is the only power you can trust.